Welcome, brother. If you want to grow from a boy to a man, you're going to have to embrace harsh truths. Harsh truths that work for you, whether you are 18, 14, 15. And to be very, very honest, why this is very, very important to me as a person is these are things that I practice for myself. Right? And everybody that I have spoken to that has practiced it has always experienced change in their entire lives. Again, being a man starts with what is here in your head, not your body structure, not your muscles or anything, because we live in a world where people want to look like the part, but nobody wants to be the part. So the first harsh truth is don't chase women, chase excellence. This is very deep because the one thing my father used to tell me was, son, the moment you become successful, you'll get to realize that the women that you thought were attractive were not so attractive. You see, that's right. Let's be honest. We all want to have that family. We all want to have women around us. And to be very frank, I'm not, this is not a red pill channel. Women are very interesting, but guess what? Women want successful men. Why do you think so? Because those successful men have gone through a lot. They've gone through the struggles. At the same time, good women want successful men. Even bad women want successful men. So what happens? Let's be honest. When you chase women, you get distracted. But the irony is, when you chase excellence, guess who chases you? Women. And this thing came from my father also, because my father gave me stories. He gave his kids stories that he could not even give his wife. That when he began to see success in his life, guess what? Women were chasing him. But we have this idea that, okay, you know what? Since everything I'm going to do is to build a family, why don't I chase women right now? Honest truth is, it's a pure distraction. Because you end up putting women on a pedestal. Again, you are not yet man enough to be with women. Now, the next statement will sound counterproductive or counterintuitive, but when you're young, get comfortable with women. Talk to women, because the honest truth is this, that if you're not red pill aware with women, you would miss out on a lot of opportunities. You would deceive yourself around women. So when I say it's talk to women, right? But don't date them. Don't be into a serious relationship when you're very young. The reason is because there are a lot of things you have to know for yourself first, right? You have to know for yourself. And again, to committing to a relationship when you're not yet figured out yourself is one of the biggest mistakes I think I've seen people make, right? So this is what I believe. Chase excellence, right? Chase your purpose, chase your drive, become a man what attracts women. But guess what? It will be easier for you to pick because the formula for dating that works is attract as many women as possible and pick the ones you want. It's that simple, right? So the second thing here I have on my notes here is, oh shit. Second thing I have on my notes here is, you are nothing without a purpose. Nobody fucking respects you. You are depressed without a purpose. Again, as a man, your purpose gives you a sense of identity. Your purpose gives you a kind of self-esteem. You see, in this life, right, in this world, nobody's coming to save you as a man. Your only ticket is your purpose. What are you working towards? Have you ever realized that there is not a single man out there who you admire that will never talk about being on your purpose? And that's why my father kept on ringing that statement in my head, saying that, boy, no matter what, if you're not successful, if you're not on your purpose, guess what? Women may find you attractive, they might tolerate you for a bit, but in the long run, you are not it. Your purpose gives you a sense of confidence. Now, think about it. Show me any man who is not on his purpose, right? Or who is on his purpose and claims to be depressed. It's not possible. Because as a man, you can't give birth. But as a man, just your sense of purpose gives you joy as you walk towards it. And the more you walk towards it, it gives you a sense of confidence, it gives you a sense of accomplishment, right? Again, nobody respects you. But the moment you begin to act on your purpose, guess what? People begin to respect you. People begin to respect that audacity you have to be on your purpose. People, because again, you're on your purpose, you're giving people things, you are bringing things to the community that is valuable. Guess what? People respect you for it. So that means is there is zero downsides. There is zero downsides for you being on your purpose. And we listen to the third harsh truth is that pain and struggle is the way to become a man. You cannot avoid it. And the crazy part, one thing I'll tell you that I think most people don't understand is being born into a life of comfort is crazy. I mean, it sounds interesting at the moment, but time to grow into a man. You might grow your physical body, but time to grow mentally to become a man, you will struggle. if you live a life of comfort. Take it from somebody who had a father who tried his possible best to give him that comfort. But in my story, I'm very grateful that in my story, my father began to experience a form of hardship towards his last years, which made me realize that the comfort I had enjoyed while I was young is fleeting. It was like a double-edged sword. I believe that, okay, my dad would always be there. He would sponsor me, give me everything I need. But in my university days, I saw that foundation shake. And guess what? I had no choice. I had no choice. I had to level up. So, brother, pain and struggle is the way. You can't avoid it. And again, I'm learning how to fight now. I've come to a realization that while I'm practicing my techniques, right, for every new technique I learn, it's almost like there's a new pain to it. And it's beginning to shape my mindset that whenever we run from the pain, we miss out on a lot of things. One, two, whenever you try to start something, there's always a physical or psychological pain. But when you embrace the idea that pain and struggle is the way, guess what? It's easy for you to level up. When you embrace the idea of pain and struggle, guess what? It's easy for you to become capable. You see, this generation, I've said over and over again, we are too obsessed about looking the part. We never want to be the part. But deep down, guess what? Guess what really gets us results? Being capable. And you cannot be capable if you've not gone through struggles, if you've not gone through pain. I'll tell you something that pain and struggle makes you attractive, more attractive than as a young man. So there was a research done with women, right? In this research, you had two guys, right? Both inherited $1 million, right? Sorry, one had $1 million, the other one had $2 million. And they asked the women who was more attractive. They said $2 million, but mind you, both inheritance. Now the second one, they said the guy of the $1 million lost all the inheritance and got it back within the same year. Who was more attractive? The women picked the guy who lost all of it and got it back because they understand that this is somebody who has already proven himself. And guess what? You cannot prove yourself when you're comfortable. And I'm very grateful for that mindset shock that happened to me when I was in university. That made me understand that pain and struggle is the way. You go to the gym, right, to mold your body, to lift weight. Guess what? It's making you're getting that pain. You're forced to level up. So again, you just need to embrace that mindset shift that pain is the way. You can't avoid it. Pain is the way. Struggle is the way. Without it, it's easy. It gives you an illusion of safety. It gives you an illusion of comfort. And those things are very disastrous. Because take it or leave it, it always comes back to bite you. I have been opportune to have access to a very wealthy kids. You see the kids that parents set up for them. Most of those kids, a lot of them have problems when the foundations begin to shake. There's a reason that people who inherit massive wealth, they often lose that money in 5 years if they can't back it up because they haven't gone through the pain, the struggles, the tribulations. So, brothers, if you see pain, lean into it. If it can't kill you, trust me to make you stronger. Look at David Goggins, who I would say has gone through some ridiculous amount of pain that I believe that no human being should find necessary. But guess what? That is what makes him very popular. Right? Forget his story, but the pain he has been through. Now show me any man that you admire that has not been through some form of pain or struggle. 4 is your body reflects your discipline. Your body tells a lot about you. And I'm tired of this generation that says things like body positivity. Deep down, we mention body positivity, but in reality, the people that speak about it are the ones that are mostly, hold on, the people who speak about body positivity the most. It's a double-edged sword because it's basically just lie to you, right? It has to keep you stuck where you are and say, no, don't work on your body, just go ahead and eat carbs, keep you addicted. Again, we live in an addiction economy, right? Or you can take that body, go to the gym and mold yourself. Whether they like it or not, when they say we like 6 packs, they make it sound like it's shallow. No. If you have 6 packs, if you have muscles, it shows that you respect yourself. It shows that you have been through the grind. You have some things to back it up. You're disciplined, right? Because take it or leave it. When your body tells a lot about your behaviors, the way you see yourself, your posture, the way you see yourself. People don't talk about this, right? So your body is not just, when you work on your looks, It's not just this shallow thing what made you look like, right? Although these days people dig for shallow reasons, right? But if you look at it, regardless, right? Again, it makes you attractive. It makes you look good. Now, one thing I'll say for sure is that I may not be at my peak body because I am learning how to fight. And all of my fight instructors, even all of my instructors from swimming to mixed martial arts to boxing, they also that lifting heavy weights is disturbing my movement. So guess what? I have to reduce it because, again, when you have so much muscles, women and people think that you are dangerous, that you can fight. But guess what? Learning how to fight has made me realize that most of these gym bros, they just look dangerous. They are not actually dangerous. So, brother, having that mindset that your body shows your discipline, your body tells a lot about you, will completely make sure that you take care of your body. Also, you have to realize that even your body is the only thing you're giving. If you lose any organ in your body, guess what? It's not cheap to have any organ back in your body. Your health is not cheap. When you realize that most of your illnesses come from your habits, you begin to think twice about the habits you're building right now. You begin to think twice about what you put in your body. Because oftentimes, let's be honest, right? We've all that phase where we are enjoying soda, enjoying junk foods, but at some point, begin to wake up and realize that, again, I had a mindset shift when my father had cancer. I tend to realize that most of these things that we enjoy as we call food, they're all poison. The soda, poison. Junk foods, poison. Think about it. Flies don't even eat this food. Yes, we're supposed to digest them. I mean, it's kind of crazy. Simply because it can pass through our mouth doesn't mean we have to eat it. So, again, treat your body very serious, right? Eat right, sleep well, lift weights, but precisely learn how to fight. Be dangerous. 5, control your desires, or your desires will end up controlling you. This is very deep. Because let's be honest, right now, we live in an addiction economy. And the worst part is that most of these addictions that we have today are things that they weaponized our primal instinct against us as men. They have weaponized it, right? They weaponized porn. Our natural instinct was to procreate. They've weaponized it. They've weaponized our natural instinct to conquer, to conquest, adventure, and conquer. They've gamified it. So, bro, your desires, your urges, you have to control them. So I was thinking, right? Something came to me this morning when I kind of realized that the reason they want men emotional, it's not women that want men emotional. No, that is, but that's the side of it. The reason they want men emotional, because the more emotional you are, the easier it is to control you. The more your urges take over you. And when you have urges, guess what? The porn companies profits, the pharmaceuticals companies profits, thanks to your addiction, your depression, who else profits? The games company profits because you're stressed. The social media companies profits because you're stressed. You can't control yourself. So it's almost like capitalism doesn't care about emotions, but it wants you to be emotional, so it makes profits. Do you see how this thing? Do you see how it plays? So, brothers, your desires are something that tell a lot about you. Again, it has body, right? Desire pain. Think about it. The last 3 points. Watch your desires, watch your body, and guess what? Embrace the pain. 6, your friends. Your friends. You see, the moment you choose to level up in life, one thing you would realize is your friends might talk you out of it. And one thing you should realize is most of your friends, right, are people that walked into your life based on a certain condition. But the reality is, if you decide to change your condition, if you decide to go into a man, guess what? Some of your friends will try to talk you out of it. Not because they don't want the best for you, but because they are used to this current version of you. They can predict this version of you. So guess what? They are happy to keep you the way you are. But guess what? This video is supposed to help you become a man, to begin to have the mental harsh truth, and realize that the moment you take yourself serious, the moment you level up, automatically you will lose some friends. And I remember talking to one other younger person, and he says that, does that mean that I won't have friends? No, far from it. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, the moment you choose to level up, your friends will automatically fall away. But this time around, the next set of friends you build will be intentional. These are friends that are going to a direction that you yourself want to be. See that saying of You are the average of the 5 people you hang around with. It's fucking important. And I have to even keep the next point in because it's a very harsh truth. The friends the people you have, you know that now they're your friends because of what they can benefit from you, or because of how it even enforces their ego, or how they are used to this current version of you. And the moment you choose to level up, guess what? They don't want to be with you anymore. Sometimes you are a threat to them. Sometimes the people you call your friends are the ones that even betray you the most. Your enemies can't betray you. Now, to be very frank, I'm somebody who believes in the lone wolf mentality. But now, with the lone wolf mentality, you have to also realize that I have people I hang around with. I have people who I talk to, who I call friends, right? But because I have that balance of friends, and at the same time doing things on my own. And I tell you, as brothers, one thing I always tell people is doing things on your own is very attractive. Now, I'm not saying you should do everything alone. There are things that I do alone and things that I do with friends. But the ability to do things, regardless of if your friends approve it or not, is the power. Because whether you like it or not, most of the things that will stop you from taking action in life are the opinions of other people. So the less opinions you have, the better for you. And the irony is, the more you do things, with or without them, the more people want to join you on it. I tell people that I've done 75 hard 4 times. And every single time I do it, I have people who want to join me on it. So again, that ability to do things, whether your friends or the people around you approve or not, is a superpower. And again, like I've said, your friends are very important. If you choose to have friends, right? Your friends are very important. But if you know that you have never intentionally selected your friends, you are in deep problem. And 7, which is very important, is your friends are very stupid. But guess what? You need mentors. That's why. So your friends are stupid, so you need mentors. Your friends are friends who are moving with you in life. They know to an extent what you already know. So guess what? You need people who know more than you. You need people who have leveled up ahead of you. And I tell people that you can never underestimate that life hack. Knowing men who are a few steps ahead of you in life. They don't have to be 10, 50 steps. Just 4 steps is enough. That is 5 years, but they're already living the life you want. They have the things you want. And again, this is a red pill stuff, because when you see men who have families, again, I would say that the entire internet space these days is about gender war. But when you talk to men who have healthy families, you get to realize that all these bands you're seeing on social media is just bands, right? There are people who think different in real life. There are people who have the results in real life, right? Again, I remember one of my friends, mind you, I'm in my late 20s. This guy is 51, 52. He made a statement that made me think for days and changed my mindset. He says that it was about women, right? Then I like doing my monk mode. I was doing monk mode though, and he's like, why am I not in a relationship? I told him that, well, I don't think I can fund one right now. He says women are not really like assets, like money. Yes, it takes money to go on dates. It takes money to be in a committed relationship if you're going to be the provider. But do you want to get to your 30s and you can't talk to women? Do you want to be in your 30s after leveling up, you are afraid to talk to women, or you are jittering, you don't know what to say? That actually made me think hard. And guess what? I come to realize that talking to them is actually free. Again, when you talk to them, you get to realize that there are women who would like you for just being a vibe. There are women who would like you for just being your personality, being authentic, even without money. And it's easier without money, because the people that have money tend to use money to overcompensate character. Now, to be very frank, with money it's easier, but without money, guess what? You can talk to women whether you are rich or not. You get to realize, again, you have enough room to make mistakes with women. And this is where I'm going. There's a particular point I think I have next, which is when you learn by taking action. Right? Again, this is something that's very important, because a lot of men are on YouTube. Look, exactly, I was here before. You see me on YouTube looking for how to talk to women, watching videos how to talk to women. I came to realize that you will learn more by making mistakes with women than for you watching 10 videos. You learn more by talking to 10 women and being rejected by 10 women. That's why I have this idea that if you can gamify anything, you would always find a way to level up. Right now, if you watch my vlogs, I am easily approaching women at the gym. Even women that are wearing headphones, right? I can still make them take off their headphones and I approach them. Guess what? I don't have any cheesy lines because I stopped using cheesy lines when I realized my pattern to talking to women. Because whether you like it or not, the women you approach will be different. They have different mindsets, right? From the ones you see on YouTube, right? They're from different backgrounds. What else? You are of a different personality. So the way you approach them would always be different. So I found my way of approaching them. And guess what? I have no cheesy lines. Sometimes, but one thing I'll tell you for sure is that works for all women is be present and give them eye contact. Whatever you're going to say it slowly. That is it. That is all I have to tell you. But guess what? You learn more through action. What that means is, instead of watching 10 YouTube videos, talk to 10 men. Sorry, talk to 10 women. Trust me, you will learn more by that. You'll be more confident that way. You will level up faster with women that way by talking to them. Again, same thing with business. Instead of reading 10 business books, right? Why don't you start a business, right? Start learning from the business. And guess what? It's easier for you to read a book, implement those ideas. Because guess what? I have been in that phase of being stuck in what is called tutorial hell, learning hell, paralysis by analysis because you have gathered too much information. Now you're wondering, should I go left? Should I go right? You consume too much information. Should I build first or should I have distribution first? Bro, you need both of them. You need both. I tell people, even when you're building a company, when you're building a startup, you have to build what is called a minimum viable product. What that means is the minimum of your product first. Guess what? And ship it out there because you get instant feedback. Nothing is as powerful as feedback because it tells you what is working and what is not working. So that idea that you learn through action, what that means is you learn more by taking action, not by reading books, not by... There's no amount of information you need to take action. Just get the basics and start something. You will learn faster as you implement. Even me learning how to fight, right? I practice almost every single day. Even till today, I still see errors in my kicks. So what that means is, bro, just practice and learn. Basically, practice more than you basically sit down and study. And that's how you get rapid growth in any area of life. Same thing, talking to women, starting a business, every area. Number 9 is stop feeling guilty for being a man. Stop feeling guilty because you have a fucking penis. So the irony is that this is how society sees men. It's either you have it or you don't. It's either you have the audacity or you don't. What that means is those that don't have the audacity, they will gaslight you, they'll guilt trip you. But when you have it, guess what? They don't do that to you. I mean, they may try to, maybe for women, they may try to like manipulate you. But again, see it as a test. If you're somebody who has done the hard work, if you're working on your mission, your purpose, your grind, guess what? It's easy for you to ignore those bullshit tests. That's easy for you to pass those tests if you never feel guilty as a man. So, bro, one thing that helps me to not feel guilty as a man is when you realize that the reason we have stable internet is because of men. The reason we can sleep at night because of the security men out there, when we begin to realize that it is men that run and build the infrastructure that we enjoy today. It will give you a more reason for you to be a man. That means I'm not even talking about some shallow stuff. Just look around you. Look at the buildings around you were built by men. So whenever you see content like we don't need men, those are mostly people who don't appreciate or don't have any masculine figure in their lives. And the irony of this thing is that as a man, when you are your purpose, you are doing your work, you are doing your stuff, people rarely congratulate you. So guess what? But you're doing it because you have that essence, that desire in you. So brother, do things for you, right? I shall even add that to a brutal truth. Stop feeling guilty as a man. When you hear something like toxic masculinity, okay, I made a video on toxic masculinity, right, to show you that it was complete BS. Go and watch that video. But in summary, the same traits they refer to as toxic masculinity is the exact same traits that the men that they are all attracted to have. It's the exact same traits that the men that you respect, they all have. Is it being competitive? Is it being hard on yourself? Because I'll tell you, one of the biggest problems boys face today is that they'll tell you to take it easy on yourself. But by the time you grow into a man of age, maybe you're 18, 19, 20, they begin to expect that you have figured life out. They begin to think, well, guess what? If you believe that story, you must be stupid. If you believe that story, and you did not level up as a man, you must be very foolish. So, brother, no matter what you do, never feel guilty for being a man. And the last and the most important point, which is the most important, is in this life as a man, nobody has had it figured out. My father wasn't perfect, but he did his best. That is all that counts. Even there was a day when I told a man that I life coach men. I asked him for my age. I said I'm in my 20s. He says he's in his 50s and he's still figuring life out. I said, sir, you will be in your 80s and guess what? You'll still be figuring out life. But the point is, me being in my 20s and life coaching men is, heck, I am relatable to younger men. I know their struggles more. I have navigated some struggles for myself, and I'm helping for those struggles that I have personally navigated. Right? Again, there are people who have lived for what? There are basically principles that have existed for 2,000 years that are timeless, and that is what I teach people. Right? And he then kept quiet and said he never saw it that way, and that's the harsh truth. Everybody is figuring out life. My father, who I would say was one of the best fathers that the world could give to me, was figuring out life. So, bro, never be too afraid to figure out life, right? You learn more. Think about it. Everything connects. You learn more by taking action. You learn more by being on your purpose, right? So you cannot just sit down there and say, you know what? Let me figure out life first before I take action, because it never happens. And that is the beauty of it all. That is why the whole idea is to give you those truths. You think about these truths, right? Does it make sense? What should I do? What should I not do? Even think about it. Even the red pill, any information you get, you're supposed to internalize it, think about it, and know where this advice fits into your life. Because it's not every advice that will help you. It's not every advice that will fit into your life. Some advice, this is where maturity will make you realize that there could be two opposing statements that are true. There are two approaches to solving a particular problem, and those approaches might even be completely opposite. There are people who tell you that they don't get that they only don't worry. Some thoughts are clashing in my head, but that's the point, brother. That nobody has life figured out. That is why I tell people that hanging around older men who are older than you, is one of your biggest life hacks, because they figured out some steps before you. That is what you need to go to your next step, to make your next step sound reasonable, to have backing. So, brother, that's it. It's your life. Start building your own blocks by yourself. Take one step. Look for what the next step is. Surround yourself with people who have and are more than you. If you must go, have friends that you don't mind taking their ideas, because whether you like it or not, subconsciously you pick up their ideas. No matter how disciplined you are, subconsciously they influence your ideas. So before you bring any friend into your life, think twice about the kind of influence they'll have on you, and you'll be fine. My name is Tonoroye. If you like what you heard in this video, because this is like the third time I had to turn off camera, my camera died out. If you like what you're hearing, please share with somebody who find it helpful, because like I said at the beginning, for a boy to grow into a man, you need some harsh truths. And I gave you 10 of them. There are still more harsh truths. If you want to know more, let's talk in the comment section. And by the way, I'm building this brotherhood of well-rounded men. That's what my brand is about. Building well-rounded men who are confident with women, they have money, they have game, they are polite and everything. If you like what you're hearing, please follow me for more. Talk to you soon. And bye for now. Share the video.